Hello students, welcome back to DBMS course. I see some of you are so excited to learn MySQL in terms of doing the final project. So here in this video, I will show you some steps by step starting from downloading MySQL and then installing process. Next, moving on to creating database based on the project on the outline I have given you at the iLearning. So without further ado, let's get started by downloading MySQL. We're going to come right over here to dev.mysql.com /downloads/installer/. I will have that link in the announcement, so you don't have to write all of that out. So just using this page right here. Okay, now first thing we have to select an operating system. I'm using a Windows machine, and if you are using a Linux or Mac or something else, just select this drop down and select your operating system. Next, we have two different downloads. We can install the MySQL Store Community or the MySQL Installer Web Community. This one is very small, but then you actually have to download the installer. It just get it from the web. Meanwhile, the one I'm going to download is the actual installer. It's larger, but this is the one I'm going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and select download. And then it's going to ask me if I want to log in or create an account, and I don't. So I'm going to say no thanks. Just start my download. Install anyway. So let's wait another seconds until it's completely started. Now MySQL just popped up for us, and this is exactly what you should be seeing by now. Alright, the first thing what we are going to do is choosing a setup type. We're going to keep the developer's default, so I'm gonna click the full options. So the full options is installing all included MySQL products and features. It includes the MySQL server, shell, the router, the workbench, and documentation examples and examples. So I'm just going to click execute, and we're waiting for another minute just to make sure that all the products is installed perfectly. Alright, now the installation product is completely installed and I'm just click next. It's next again. Okay, now I'm writing a password for my SQL root. Please make sure to remember this password because once you enter the MySQL, you need to write your password. So make sure you remember. And then I'm going to click next. Okay, I think it's fine. And I'm going to click next. Yes, grant full access. And then just apply the configuration and click execute. Okay, it's finished. The configuration for MySQL is already finished. And then click next. Okay, and finish. Next again. And then I will try to connect to the server. So I'm key in the password I just typed previous time ago and then check. And you can see the green result. It means that the connection is succeed. And then execute it. Okay, so it succeed. So I'm just click finish. Another finish. Okay. I should click on the MySQL shell. So I'm just now MySQL just popped up for us, and this is exactly what you should be seeing by now. Alright, we're working on in MySQL. The first thing that we're going to click on is right over here. This is our local instance. This is local, so just our machine. So it's not a connection to, some other database on the cloud or anything like that. It's just our local instance. We're going to go ahead and click on this. So this is what you should be seeing right here. And this is where we're going to actually write all of our SQL code. And I'll show you all this in just seconds. And this is where we can actually create our database. And our database is going to go right over here on the left hand side. So this schema tab has actually some sample databases. It has a bunch of tables and views, stored procedures, and functions. It all has these things in here. If you want to go around and mess around with that, so you can just go ahead and check them out. So now what we're about to do is create our own database that we're going to be using throughout this entire video. Now I'm going to do just go ahead and I'm going to say open the SQL script file in a new query tab, and right here So we'll open up a folder that I already created, this MySQL folder within it, and we have this right here, the script. Now in order to get this, you have just go to the GitHub that I will give you the link. You just download it to your computers. So that's all you have to do. We're then going to open this file. So let's click on it. Oh, sorry. So opened. Okay, so what you're now seeing is basically the query editor, and this is where you can write your code. Now, we're not importing a database, we're actually creating it by running code now. It starts by creating the database name. So I'm doing my examples outlined of project over here. It's a Nala store, so I'm giving a name of the database with this name, Nala stores. So I will type in create database Nala store. So I think I will uh, execute this statement one by one. So I will just using this lightning with the cursor. So there are two types of the lightning right here. The lightning bolt without any cursor is when you want to execute all the queries at once. But when you click on the execute with the cursor image, that it will execute the statements where you dropped your cursor on. So I will just start one by one. Okay, so the first one I will try to execute this statement. So I'll just click on this, the lightning bolt with the cursor. Okay, so since we don't have the database, so it's just like that. It's already executed, as you can see here, that we can see the output of the action. And then the next one I will start to create database of Nano stores. I will click this execute button. Okay, so it's already created a database with the Nala stores name. So since you haven't seen in the left hand side of the schemas tab, so you need to just refresh this by clicking this refresh button. Okay, so now we're seeing the Nala stores database. Okay, next one I will execute this statement. Okay, so I need to type in use Nala stores because it's just asking the MySQL that I will always use this database. Okay, the next one I will create table. So as you know that I'm going to have 3 tables. Okay, So it's customers, items, and purchase. So I will start by creating the first tables by executing this statement. I just click on the execute with cursor. Okay, so it's showing a green check, so it's succeed. So we already have the customers table. If you want to see if it works, then you can just press the refresh button. Okay, so I already have the customer table. Now let's move on to the next statement. I'm creating a items table over here. So let's go back and execute this statement. Okay, it's already checked, have a green check over here, so it's already there, and I will again refresh these items of refresh. Okay, so it's already here. Next one, I'm going to create the purchase table. Okay, so we have purchase table here. Just put my cursor here and execute it. So actually you can do execute all by once, but here I'm showing you one statement because I'm explaining to you what the process you need to know. So you are not just download the query and just execute it all, but I want to explain the process of creating a database. Okay, so I'm going to click refresh again. So we have 3 tables already. Okay, let's move on to the next one. I'm going to insert data to our table. So this is what I'm using. So I'm insert into customer, and then I mention the attributes, and then the values I mention one by one. I will just press the execute button right here. Okay, so now the data is already sits in the customers table. So I'm going to do the same thing with the items table. Just click on this. Okay, so it's already green check, so I think the data is already here. And of course I'm going to do with the rest of the tables. Okay, so green check, so it means that it's already succeed. Now I would like to refresh them, and I would like to see the data. Okay, so it's popped up here, the tables. We have customer's ID, customer's name, phone number, birth date, and age, and with the value inside of the tables. If you want to see the items table, then it will show the actual table right here. Just right click on it and select rows limit 1000. Okay, so creating database is finished. Now I need to do the rest of the task, which is about making the entity relationship. So it's more like this, but in our system we need to connect the what is called relationship between the key. So I need to type in just I think it's over here. Okay, so I already put it here, the query comment. So I put the crash icon here to show you that this is how we connect the foreign key with the primary key. So if you see over here that purchase, it has the customer's ID and item ID as the foreign key. So the customer's ID is connected to the customer's table, while the item ID is connected to the item table. So I'm just type in the alter table of purchase. It constrains the foreign key is this customer's ID, reference from the customer's ID table, customer's ID table. Okay, and I will just execute this. Okay, it's green check, and I would like to do another relationship, so I've just copied it in. So it's not a customer's ID. We're making a relationship with the next item ID. The table is from items. The primary key is item. let me check if it's item, right? Yeah, it's item ID. Okay, so I'll just execute that. Okay, it has green check. Okay, so I'm already connected the relationship between the foreign key and the primary key. Now let's move on to the next. So I need to make this kind of diagram. So I'm just going to the database and click the reverse engineer. Okay, so there is no need to change any of any information here. So I'm just click next. Okay, so next again. Select the schema you want to include. In this case, I'm going to use Nala stores. So I'm going to click next. Okay, it's finished already. And I'm going to click another next. Okay, so we have three tables, three total objects, three selected. And I will click the execute. Okay, so now the operation is successful, and I click next again and finish. So the ER diagram is over here. It's already automatically has a relationship line over here. So it's, as you can see, if I put my cursor in the relationship, then it will highlight the column, the customer's ID in the purchase with the customer's table, and the item ID from the purchase tables with the item tables. Okay, so I think that's all of the tutorial. I hope you understand. But if you have any questions, just don't be hesitate to send me any emails. Of course, if you have any errors, maybe try to figure out at the websites. You can just Google at the internet, and if you still find it some errors, you can ask me, and I'll try my best to assist you. Okay, I will see you in the next video.